It is so on.
Pull up a chair, grab a cold one, smoke 'em if you got 'em. It's time for the Fan Happy Hour.
On the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
Hey, happy hump day, all you beautiful radio listeners. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday so far. If you'd like to join the conversation we have in this show, make comments, ask questions, join Jeff Russ Book Club. Just send us a text at 503-2GO-FAN. That is 503-864-6326. You can also...
And going back to the last couple of days, send me casserole recipes.
You're very serious about
No,
that.
I am. I love casseroles. We are in casserole season. We are deep in it.
That's right. You can text or you can join the conversation on our YouTube channel. You can also see how beautiful we are as people, but just go on and find 105.1 The Fan
We are
on YouTube.
Beautiful people.
You interrupted my intro, but I still want to ask. No, you're fine. I still want to ask you, how are you today, sir?
I'm fantastic.
What is happening with you?
Look, again, like I said, we are deep into casserole season. Let's get some casseroles, and we did one last night. It was a cheesy chicken casserole recipe. We got some crescent rolls busted out for it too, and so yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
How many casserole dishes do you own?
Ooh.
And are you eat what you can, put some tinfoil over the pan, and just chuck it in the fridge for leftover casserole?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would imagine you would need a plethora.
We got I'm gonna guess we got 4 different dishes that we can properly prepare a casserole.
Well, sounds good. Sounds good. If you are new to this program, every Thursday we do an interactive pick'em with our wonderful listeners. The NFL Week 9 Take Your Pick Sheet is now available online, so you can go to @Fan Happy Hour on Twitter, any of the fans' social pages, or I put it up on my personal Facebook page. I tried to pin it this time.
We did.
I tried to.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yes, you
did it work?
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I got no.
So
idea.
you may be able to find it. Somebody asked last week, how do you find it? I'm like, I don't know how Facebook works. So I tried to pin it to my profile. Is that a thing that you can do?
Well, and I think it's supposed to be also on the 105.1 The Fan.
Well, like I said, it's on all the
Facebook
socials.
page,
But but Jake was gone last week.
Yeah,
And Jake does all that stuff for us.
he does.
He did it today.
Yeah,
So it should be there.
should be.
And it should be available. If you can't
Should.
find it, send us a text.
Yeah.
And we'll
If it's not, then just
we'll
go
try to
bitch at
navigate through.
Jake.
If you do find it, send us a text. Let us know if what we're doing is working. Somebody goes, why aren't you on social media? I go, because I'm on media. So I don't know how social. I go by the old Colin Cowherd quote. He said, Twitter is
Voldemort.
a very difficult way to get a job, but it's a very easy way to lose a job.
Okay.
That is a paraphrased version of
Fair enough.
that.
Yeah, sure.
That guy
Yeah.
that used to
That
work
guy.
with us.
Yeah, Voldemort. He who shall not be named.
So last night was game 4 of the World Series.
Twas.
I didn't get to watch much of it. I got tickets to go see Adam Sandler at Moda.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I made a proclamation that I would not go and see live comedy at Moda Center.
My kid wanted to go too, but I saw that it was an age restricted show.
It was 16 and older, which so it wasn't
And so-
21 and over.
And my daughter is 13.
Yep.
Yes.
That's where you just go. Yeah, she's 16. She just doesn't have her license yet, and you don't have an ID, and you just go with that.
Yeah.
But I made a proclamation that I would not go see live comedy at Moda after seeing Chappelle there. And partly because there was just a guy that sat behind me and just went, I'm rich, bitch, the entire time.
Blouses, game blouses.
No, he just did the one thing for the entire hour and a half or whatever. And
that's why you don't go.
Yeah. And so I broke my own rule because I asked my wife, the tickets became available, and I appreciate the people that got me the tickets.
I reached out here even at work,
Well-
and she's and our promotions person She said, yes, we can do it. And I was like, and then I saw that it was 16.
So you
and over
were going to
show.
go. So-
We were going to go, and my daughter wanted to. And I was like, it's 16 and over. And
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, the nice people with the show got me tickets, and so I was happy to go. And I asked my wife, thinking that she would go, nah, because she's not watched a ton of its movies. She's not a huge Adam Sandler fan, but she was like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm like, wait, what? So we ended up going last minute, and I will say, and this is not to dig at you.
Uh-huh.
It was a really great show.
I hate you.
Well,
And probably my 13-year-old daughter also hates you.
But the reason that I'm telling you this is if you get the opportunity in the future, it is obviously something that will likely come around again.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way that Adam Sandler performs, all of the songs and the music, he has a pianist out there with him. He also had both the pronunciation, pianist. And he also had like a big D out there on the stage.
Yes.
A pianist, someone playing piano.
Yes.
And then if you misheard that and heard the phallic object, there was also one of those that was on stage for quite a bit and was also plenty of guests. Rob Schneider came out and sang a duet with him.
Yeah.
The pianist accompanied them, and the giant phallic member was also danced around with by Rob Schneider in a spacesuit. David Spade came out, Nick Kroll. Who else was there?
I tell you what, nobody owes more of a career to one of their friends than Rob Schneider.
I would disagree with that. Rob Schneider made the SNL cast on his own merits and made a little name for himself.
Okay,
but one of those dudes.
I will say in terms of extending.
Okay, you know Adam Sandler's buddy that's cross-eyed and just kind of hangs out.
Yes, yeah.
He literally came out just to smile and cross his eyes last night.
There we go.
That guy.
That's great.
Do you know his name?
No,
they introduced him. I still don't remember his name. He literally was part of the show, just came out, smiled, crossed his eyes, and then left.
And he also didn't make himself out to be a gigantic dumbass for the last couple of years.
Well, listen.
Anyway,
if you
whatever,
earn
we're
the,
good.
If
We
you
can move
earn
on.
the right to
We
be
can
as
move
dumb
on.
as you want in
We can
public
move
and
on.
private,
Yes.
we can go on from there.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yes. Nick Kroll was great. Did a lovely little Portland set.
And I don't think you mean Nick Kroll. I think you mean Nick. It's not Nick Kroll. It's not Nick Kroll.
No, it was 100% Nick Kroll.
Was it really?
Yes, I was there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I appreciate you correcting me.
No, I'm just saying I'm thinking of the different Nick guy that was.
Nick
that
Swartzen is who you are thinking
That is who I'm thinking
It was
of.
100% not Nick Swartzen. It was Nick Kroll. But that was the fun of it. So there was the opener was a writer from Happy Madison Productions.
Mm-hmm.
He appears in small parts. I guess I didn't recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. Nick Kroll came out and kicked a hole in the place, and
Nick Kroll is great.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to diminish that. But
and then David Spade, Kevin James made a little appearance, but the whole thing was fantastic. So thank you to everybody that got us out to that show. Even my wife was like, "That was really good."
Yeah,
it was really fantastic.
Absolutely.
So there you have it. So I did not get to watch much of it, but just keeping an eye on what happened in Game 4 of the World Series.
Oh, that happened too.
What a freaking bounce back by the Blue Jays. I mean, that is, so there are two stats that I will probably mix up, and I meant to go and look them up, but did not, that I wanted to point out. The top two hitting teams in Major League Baseball with 2 strikes, I believe it goes Dodgers, Blue Jays. The most comebacks in Major League Baseball this season, I believe, goes Blue Jays, then Dodgers. These two teams are, by those two metrics, you can kind of put out there the 2 most resilient teams. What did I tell you I wanted from this series? Do you remember?
Well, just good baseball.
I won a Game 7.
Yeah.
We have 2 more chances for a split. So if they split,
we're at 2-2.
Whoever wins in Los Angeles tonight loses in Toronto on Friday. We have Game 7 on Saturday, and this is all I'm hoping for. Now, my lovely wife, who had a great time at the concert, we do have plans for this weekend. She goes, "Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen." The Twins have kind of come along for the ride on the World
I
Series
have a
with me.
feeling when your wife says
My
that,
wife
it's
is
a little bit selfish on her part.
Oh, it's
but,
very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are planning a little
Much like how we are selfish on our part here for the show purposes.
What? No, I mean this is my job. I have to watch Game 7. It's my livelihood.
Right.
It's something that I'm required to do. I can't. I'd love to skip the game, but I can't. I mean, what am I going to do?
can't.
I mean, literally, my
Hank
job.
Brookmeyer.
My job depends on watching Game 7 of the World Series. I'm sorry, honey. It's just what I have to do. Did I go a little Casey Kasem there? That was
A
unintentional.
little bit. That's
Trey
okay.
is Savage, Blake Snell tonight. We'll see if the Dodgers can pick up one more at home or if the Blue Jays continue to do what they've done, which is just stay about as resilient as any team. But yes, a Game 7 between these two teams would be fantastic. It feels
Absolutely.
like I missed the right game to not watch. But Vlad Jr. gets another home run. The back end of the lineup does what they do. They got to the bullpen after getting to Shohei Ohtani, and you get a 6-2 victory for the Blue Jays. But there were other things that happened in sports. Let's do something we call In Case You Missed It. In case you missed it, New York Giants running back Cam Skattebo suffered a season-ending injury that was revealed to be more severe than initially diagnosed, including a fractured bone and a ruptured ligament in addition to a dislocated ankle. It didn't help that immediately after the injury, Skattebo reportedly tried to chew off his own injured appendage to put himself back in the game. Probably not the best move for Skattebo.
It feels like a very, not to encourage it, very Pat Tillman. For some reason, Cam Skattebo to me has some Pat Tillman vibes.
Arizona State connection. I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
if there is an American tragedy that happens anytime soon, he will be the first one on the front lines. I can see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
That's he also has potential to have a statue erected of him outside of Sun Devil Stadium.
Yes, there we go.
If the career continues the way it's going.
Absolutely.
This injury, not a great sign, but
It will
they
probably
said
be a bowling
6
ball for his statue.
Even with all of that negative news about how bad the injury is, 6-month recovery time, should be back for the offseason and ready to go for season 2. There was no reports that anything in that injury would make it more long-term than it already is. In case you missed it, former Laker Kwame Brown went on a rant criticizing Bronny James, calling him Charmin Tissue Soft for avoiding contact on defense against the Blazers. Brown even dubbed Bronny the golden ticket, say he's only in the league because of his dad. And you know what? I'm kind of with Kwame Brown. How dare Bronny take the handouts he's getting based on being the son of arguably the greatest player of all time? Real men like Kwame don't take free rides. What they do is they waste historically great physical gifts instead. That's what real men. How can you be one of the biggest busts all time in the NBA and then go on and criticize anybody? Maybe shut up.
And how
Is that-
about
can we do that?
also, could there be a better beef than Kwame Brown versus Bronny James?
Barf. Let's-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Barf.
That's very good. In case you missed it, Celtics star Jaylen Brown has decided to embrace baldness, shaving his head live on Twitch this week. This follows a rather unfortunate incident where a visible black smudge on an opponent's jersey revealed that he used a spray-on hairline product. Dude, who is Jaylen Brown's agent? Because if I can find him a better hair replacement product, I want 10%. Is that? Come on.
What are we doing? We're doing. We got some Carlos Boozer, some Ron Popeil.
It feels very much that way. So if you're thinking about spending some of your hard-earned dollars on hair replacements, I'd be careful. I mean, if a guy that makes $300 million can't solve it, there may not be a solution for everyone. Just a little advice. I'm thinning a little in the back. I've heard the commercials. Yeah. It'll help my confidence. It'll help my marriage and help my career.
You got some low T problems? Is that it?
I think I'll be. Well, I think if you're spraying on, you more likely have issues than going a little thin in the back. In case you missed it, new details have emerged about Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. He was recently arrested, of course, in the illegal gambling investigation.
Terry
Rosier. Yeah, Rosier. He was arrested in the illegal gambling investigation and reportedly faced an $8 million federal income tax lien from the IRS in 2023. It was also announced that Rozier and Chauncey Billups will not be paid during their forced leave from the NBA. Strange. Sounds like making a series of bad decisions leads to negative outcomes. Keep up the great reporting, guys. In case you missed it, fired LSU coach Brian Kelly reportedly worked with an image consultant in Washington, D.C. last offseason because he was aware of the disconnect he had with the Louisiana fan base and wanted to improve his public persona.
I hope you all had a shitty day.
Note to self, if you ever need an image makeover, do not hire blame everyone else / red ass personal styling and image consulting of DC Inc. That is not... Boy. What an endorsement. You get fired and go, hey man, it's not my fault. I hired these bozos and they didn't do anything. Apparently that did not help. And finally, in case you missed it, Michael Jordan publicly criticized the concept of load management in the NBA, arguing players have a duty to perform for fans who pay to see them, recalling his own playing experience through extreme illness and injury. His message got a little off its initial point when a quote from Sean Kemp accompanied it saying, I never believed in any load management, was immediately reposted by Evander Holyfield, Nick Cannon, and the guy from the Netflix documentary, The Man with 1,000 Kids. He was thinking of a different load management.
All I heard was duty.
Oh, come on. A clever comment.
All I heard was duty.
Well, I try. It's all you can do is try to get through to Jeff Rust. I'll keep in mind 5 jokes is the limit. After that, you lose attention span.
I'm out, man.
That's all we do. We try. It is Wednesday, so at 2:30 we are going to do something we call the subtext. That is listening to press conference audio, and then we'll dissect what they actually meant. But right now it is time to get to The Buzz. We do it every day on Happy Hour at 2:15. This is 105.1 The Fan.
that got our attention. It's the Daily Buzz on the Fan Happy Hour.
The Buzz.
Here's your host, Luke Anderson.
Portland Trail Blazers are at the Utah Jazz. Blazers 2-2 in their first 4 games. They're visiting the Jazz, who are 2-1, but coming off of a 51-point deluge by Lauri Markkanen. It did take him overtime to get there, so I don't want to make such a big deal about it. But their last opponent...
So you need overtime to hit 51 points, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Well, he needed it to even hit 50.
Let's do that in regulation, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Their last opponent had a 50-point scorer in his previous game, but they were able to shut down Austin Reeves to the tune of only 41. So this Blazers defense isn't afraid of somebody
and
that
at
can
least
score
that was
50.
in regulation.
Well, it was, but it was also a 122-108 victory for the Blazers. So if you have one
when
guy,
you beat the Lakers, it's always a good night.
anytime you can beat any Los Angeles team in any sport, in any venue, I think it's worth celebrating as a Pacific Northwesterner. But yeah, get ready for another game against a single point of offense. I see 50-point games and I don't go, man, that guy is outstanding, especially this early in the season. I go, man, they don't have anybody else to shoot the ball. I much prefer looking at what the Blazers are doing, where you have 3 20-point scorers in the last outing, one of them coming off the bench. I kind of like that spot for Jeremy Grant. So if you have not tuned into the Blazers yet, their 2 losses are to the Timberwolves and the Clippers, who are good teams.
Yes.
Your 2 wins over the Lakers and over the Warriors. One of them is a good team. The other one can be a good team when they get Luka and LeBron back.
Correct.
So far, at least in my viewing experience, worth watching. Also worth noting that the Utah Jazz, they're 2-1. They were terrible last year. So let's go out and get a win on the road. Come back home 2-1 on the road. I am down for that.
And I thought that, the Jazz, I feel like they were expected to also be kind of, I don't want to say terrible, but not great this year. Much like our favorite Trailblazers team.
Well, yes. I mean, I don't have the futures in front of me of the expected win totals. But yeah, it feels like a game that you should win. And the way that they've been playing, my only advice to fans out there that have been caught up in whether the Mariners run or the World Series or just football in general and haven't had a chance to watch the Blazers, just one guy's opinion.
Yep.
Worth watching.
Yep.
The Buzz.
This weekend, the Seattle Seahawks are taking on Sunday Night Football, the Washington Commanders. This is feeling like a Commanders team that is watching a season slip through their fingers. They had a tough loss on Monday Night Football to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've had injuries. They've got a lot of old guys on their roster that aren't performing as well as they did last year. It sounds like you will not have Terry McLaurin if you are the Commanders. Not sure about Jaden Daniels, but this could be an opportunity for the Seahawks to go out and kind of put their stamp on the first half of the season. So we are at week 9. They've already had a bye, so this will be their 8th game. I know there's 17 games, so you don't have an exact halfway point, but it feels like if you can take care of your bye and 8 games, this would mark the halfway point. If you can come out of Sunday Night Football 7-2 versus coming out 6-3, I think that's a big differentiator. It's also not letting an opponent that is going to be scratching and clawing and backs against the wall let them off easy. Don't let them off the hook. They've had a bad start, 3-5, 5-2 for the Seahawks, 3-5 for the Commanders going into this game. None of these are must win. The NFL is a long haul, and I think we all trust in that. But man, if I'm the Seahawks going into this game, I think it is a chance to show how good you really are. And we've talked about this a lot. Mike Macdonald has only lost 1 road game in his tenure. So going to Washington and getting another win, it feels like it's not inevitable, but it would fit the trend and the trajectory that the Seahawks team is on.
The Buzz.
Speaking of the NFL in the first half, I kind of liked this comment that I wanted to share with you. You know who Shane Steichen is? Have you ever heard that name before, Mr. Rust?
I have heard of that name. I think he's the head coach of the Colts.
The 7-1 Colts,
Ooh,
the best record
those
in
Colts.
football Colts.
Those Colts.
How do you think he feels about what he's done so far in the 2025 season?
I would think that Shane Steichen feels pretty good about the Colts start to the season.
No, he didn't. He said it was just a warm up. He goes, the season starts in November and December. I could care less about what we've done
Color
so
me
far.
wrong.
If you're a Colts fan, I think that's what you want to hear. Shane Steichen
Sure.
came over from Philadelphia after they won they established themselves as a team that is in it every single year. He left and went over to the Colts. They had trouble finding a quarterback. They find Indiana Jones in the free agent availability of the season, has turned Daniel Jones into one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
You pronounced Daniel Jones wrong.
More importantly, Jonathan Taylor is getting 3 touchdowns every game. But I like having a coach that isn't satisfied with that. So
Yeah.
they've been kind of trying to figure out what the hell they are over the last couple of years. Then they finally come out and go, boom, this is what we are.
Yeah.
And then you have your coach. You want him to be happy about it? Nah. I don't.
Absolutely not.
Not enough. Not enough and not good enough.
This still feels to me a little bit like early 2000s, like Sacramento Kings, Rick Adelman, Chris Webber, and all those teams, and Vlade Divac and Jason Williams, where they were hot. They were hot. They were the new hot thing, but just couldn't quite get there.
I will tell you the big difference, and this is not necessarily that you're. I'm with you. We talked about this earlier this week.
Yes, we did.
The NFL is a different animal.
Yes.
It's right now. It's all about getting into the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You get into the tournament healthy, get the right matchups. Any team can win. I will point to the last 2 championships by the New York Giants as chief among them, where it's just a matter of getting in. If you remember that final game of the 2007 regular season when the Giants played against the Patriots, who went undefeated. So that was a perfect 16-0 season.
Mm-hmm.
They got a little something going. Then they got into the tournament, got hot, made their way through the NFC, and knew how to take on the opponent. Having a running back like Jonathan Taylor out there who is an absolute beast, you get him healthy going in. You get a running back like Daniel Jones, and I don't care what you thought of him going in. I don't care if you've watched him at all this year. One of the things that I remember vividly in my personal experience watching him live was him running all over the Seattle Seahawks in a Giants game last year. This is a guy that if you don't ask too much of him, and we've seen Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer and fill in the quarterback here that have not been the most, MVP worthy, the most competent, the most game-changing quarterbacks. Old Peyton Manning winning a championship with the Denver Broncos. If you can get a guy that is competent and you don't ask him to do a ton, plus give him the physical tools that Daniel Jones has, or Daniel Jones has.
Daniel Jones.
Good defense, great running game. I would watch out. Plus, a coach that isn't satisfied, that's something that I like to see. Let's
The Buzz.
see if we can squeeze in one more here. Where was that? Well, now I lose it. Stupid me. Something to watch for.
Yes. Let's watch for it.
Let me just get you this. We don't talk a ton of college football on this program, but Oregon, coming up in 2 weeks, will be traveling to Iowa. I just saw the stat, and I could pin it somewhere, but I will probably lose it. Have you ever looked at the defensive stop rate? It's a team defensive stat.
No.
This would be This would be the percentage of times that your defense your defensive drive ends in the offense punting, turning it over, or turning it over on downs.
Okay.
Oregon and Iowa are number 5 and number 6 in the country. They get a team stop 78% of the time for Oregon, and 77% of the time for Iowa. The number one team in the country with this, Ohio State, stops their opponent 84% of the time. Rounding out your top five, Texas Tech 82%, San Diego State 80%, and Texas 78%. So if you're looking for a big offensive explosion, even after what you saw in Wisconsin, I expect a low-scoring game. And was it you that said it? Maybe you did? That Oregon might be an SEC team now, the way that they're built. Maybe this was a conversation I had with Dusty.
Could be.
But they are very much defensive engineered, and get ready for an old school Big Ten Iowa. Let's go out to the cornfield and just lay things down. So
Well, and they
I
are
had
very-
never seen the defensive stop rate, but I love that stat.
They are very much because listen, Dan Lanning is a defensive dude, and
Yeah.
that's where he got his that's where he made his name at
William
at
Jewell.
Alabama
Oh,
and
yeah.
Georgia
And
William Jewell.
Yeah.
But yes, he's a Dan Lanning. He's a defense guy.
Yeah, well, there you have it. They're doing a good job on the defense. So no matter how much your faith is wavering in Dante Moore or in the offense or Will Stein, they're still very, very good on defense. With that, we walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
So it looks like Giants running back Cam Skattebo suffered an open tibia fracture
Yep.
and ruptured deltoid ligament, in addition to a right ankle dislocation in Sunday's loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. This is something confirmed to ESPN, and this says Jordan Raanan.
Raanan,
Yeah, R-A-A-N-A-N,
Whatever.
yes. Jordan somebody. Anyway, ESPN. Skattebo underwent emergency surgery Sunday night in Philadelphia to address the injuries, but has since returned to Jersey. Head coach Brian Daboll said Wednesday that the rookie was, quote, wheeling around the team facility and attending meetings. The overall prognosis for the injuries is relatively positive. A source said Skattebo expected back before the start of next season if there are no complications. Now look, the Giants, they have a very exciting three-headed monster there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the second year
Between
Malik
Jackson
Neighbors,
Dart and
Jackson
Cam
Dart.
Skattebo
Yep.
and Malik Neighbors. So and you got Skattebo done now for the season. Neighbors is already done too. Next season, can they unseat the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, we had a very good season from the Washington Commanders last year. We just talked about them slipping a little bit this year. The sophomore slump is a real thing. The interesting thing will be, who's going to be the head coach of the Giants next year? Will it be Brian Daboll, or are you going to bring in somebody else?
Exactly.
So I can see this being a very exciting team. The nice thing, quote unquote, about having all these injuries is that you're probably going to have a high draft pick, even with the excitement around everybody. So if you can add another high draft pick, they have Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau on the defensive line. The formula for winning in this league is get to the quarterback and get a quarterback that can get it to playmakers. They've got playmakers. They've got the quarterback. Feels like they got the defensive line. I don't know what their biggest weaknesses are. I think maybe offensive line. But you get another high pick, address that, get a coach in there that can bring some excitement. Yeah, I don't see why not.
See, but the thing is, I feel like with all of those pieces, I don't think that Daboll is the
I don't expect him to
problem.
be. I just don't know. I don't know who the best coach out there will
I
be.
feel like they. Well, yes, exactly. That's the whole thing. Is
Urban
that
Meyer.
If you're going to fire him, who else do you bring in? I feel like you stick with Brian Daboll.
I don't know what Daboll
with
has
Jackson
done,
Dart
but I don't know what
and
Daboll-
Malik Neighbors and Cam Skattebo.
I just don't know what Daboll has done to prove that he's a good head coach in this league.
But what has he done to say that he is not the one for that?
The record and the way that he handled Daniel Jones and everything that they've done in his entire tenure.
All right, well, there we go. Boom, roasted. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy. He's at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks Game Day. Before and after every Ducks football game this season. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Chumba Casino. Let's listen in.
Let's listen in. Let's listen in.
Let's listen in.
We haven't found our rhythm. We haven't. It sort of draws dead at certain parts of the lineup and different parts, different innings, different games. Guys are competing. Certainly in the postseason, you're seeing everyone's best. But yeah, my hope is we regroup tomorrow, gather the information that we had from Yusevich, and keep him in the hitting zone and understand what that split does, which is certainly helpful. And when we get the fastball, really get on it.
So the Dodgers lost last night.
They did, yeah.
Yes, and that is Dave Roberts there. To me, it kind of sounds like he's lamenting the fact that we have the best baseball player on the planet ever, and somehow he couldn't pull it out last night.
No, I don't buy that. What I hear when I hear that is you could go up and say the same things in every single press conference, and that felt like, I know you want to hear something, but what he's really saying is baseball's hard. These are two really good teams. You try to hit a 95-mile-an-hour split finger, you idiot. Go out. Like, what are you doing? They're here for a reason.
Yeah.
So are we.
Yeah.
Would we like to win every game? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is it my job to try to win every game? Yeah. Do you see what our payroll is? I'm expected to do it. I don't care. They're still throwing the ball pretty hard. That dude won a Cy Young. You think he's trying to strike out our guys? Of course he is. You know the difference between hitting a home run and hitting a pop fly to the warning track? It's about that much.
Yeah,
it's a
about that
hard
much.
game. We're swinging a round bat at a round ball and trying to square it up. That's old Pete Rose for you.
Should we go back to the torpedo? Goodness,
You got
the torpedo bats.
We have torpedo bats. They're still out there. They're not illegal.
The ones from the
Yeah.
the start of the season.
Yeah, they're still out there. Yeah. Cal Raleigh used one
Not a
from
big
the
deal
left
anymore?
No, Cal Raleigh used one from the left side. Used a regular bat from the right side. They're legal. They're fine. The sweet spot's smaller. Baseball is difficult. Did we want to win that game? Of course we did. You morons. I have to say something is what that felt like. Oh, you think we're gonna try tomorrow? Yeah, probably. God, idiot.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't like us. I mean, that's pretty. They do not like the Chiefs. But I mean, it is a cool environment. I love playing in like historic stadiums. That stadium has had so many great players play in it, and who knows, it might be the last time that we get the opportunity to play there. It'll be a great challenge for us, and they're loud, and that's what you want. You want to go in and be in a hostile environment. That's what football, when you watch on TV as a kid growing up, is the environments you want to play in. And so obviously they're not rooting for us, but you get to bond together as a team and get to go into a historic stadium and play in a great environment.
That right there is Kermit the Frog, hoping that Statler and Waldorf also show up when they played the Bills. Bills. Is there anything better than Bills versus Chiefs in these last couple of years? That's what you want.
It's been pretty great. And I think what Patrick Mahomes is trying to say right there is that he loves seeing grown men cry, especially insane grown men that live in Buffalo.
Making grown men cry.
The tears of the Bills Mafia are my fuel. It energizes me. I wake up and I look at those insane morons jumping off tables that don't even come close to shedding a tear, weep openly because the Chiefs came in and beat them again, and I can't wait to do it. Josh Allen is a very nice guy. I want him to lose every single game that I ever play against him, and I will do everything in my power to make it happen. Must watch TV. I am a Seahawks fan. How the Bills and Chiefs is not Sunday Night Football, God knows, but it's not.
Should be just like this. Just like this.
Yeah.
Should be just like this. All right, now we'll get to the next one. Here we
Andy's got a lot of ball underneath his belt. He's played a long time in this league, and then I think Bryce. I really think the turning point you could argue was a couple years ago in our game when he went off in the second half, and they battled back, and we made a couple plays down the stretch to win the game, but that kind of got him going. I know he had a little setback, whatever maybe last year, and then he really got going. So he's obviously a very talented quarterback. I think he can do a lot of things with his legs, just either manipulating the pocket or creating off schedule. And I think he's got some weapons he can throw to now.
That right there, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur on their next opponent, the Carolina Panthers, and who may start under center. Look, does it matter?
Yeah, the Panthers are better than
Bryce
expected.
Young or whoever.
I believe it's the Red Rifle, isn't it?
Well, yes, I was going to say,
yeah.
Bryce Young or the Red
Yeah.
Yes, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. Does it matter? No, it don't.
Well, I would disagree. I think this is Matt LaFleur saying that I circled this as a W. I expected to come in with no wins. And then I looked up when my assistant came in and goes, hey, they're 3-3? How have they won 3 games? And then he actually went and watched tape, and he was actually kind of impressed because I think that everybody in the NFL wrote off the Panthers as absolute wet hot garbage.
And
I know
they win 3 games.
They have. So I think he is trying to hide his surprise that they might actually show up and give them a game. He's going back and going, yeah, I was surprised that they ever did anything. But when we stopped trying in the second half, they actually did pretty well. And now I blinked and look, they're actually an okay, sort of, kind of, maybe good team. We might need to prepare for this game.
I told Kaneko, our head equipment guy, I told him to take all the games and ping pong, turn the TVs off. If we could have took the TVs out, they would have been out too, but I appreciate Mr. Steve for putting that in there for us, but yeah, we had to focus. I wouldn't say people don't take the job serious, don't get me wrong, but I didn't feel like it was the time for that, we got a lot of work to do. Each and every game gonna be like a win or go home game, we started off, first season ever starting off like this slow, so we're going to have to just do or die right now, each and every week.
I'm pretty sure the Baltimore Ravens are glad that it's not going to be Cooper Rush or anybody else except for Lamar Jackson coming back. Let's take the games out of the locker room and let's focus on some football.
Yeah, stop goofing around, you bunch of punks, except for not with that language is what he'd like to say.
Yes.
The FCC does not permit me to say it
I
exactly
think
how it is.
Kind of sounded like rhymed with punks.
Yes,
But yes.
it absolutely does. He is also saying that if we lose to the Dolphins, I would burn this entire facility to the ground. I do not expect.
I'm not losing to Mike McDaniel and Tua.
I fully expect the Ravens to go scorched earth on Miami Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, and this one could be a landslide. After this weekend, we will be talking about the Ravens as a team that has work to do, but could be a team playing for a championship in the AFC. I think
everything is expeditious in this country. Everyone wants the quick fix, the quick things. You got mail order brides too, right? You get married, right away. You could get a BBL. You could come in here flat as I don't know what, and leave thick as a snicker.
Thick as a snicker. Why in the hell do we hear about Deion Sanders talking about BBLs?
I think he was trying to make a different point. Then he got distracted, and he's talked about BBLs, and then he couldn't get out of his head. He just started thinking, he's like, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face,
you get sprung.
You want to pull up tough because you notice that butt was stuffed, but deep in those jeans she's wearing, I'm hooked. And I can't stop staring. Oh, baby.
I want to get with you.
And I want your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but we should probably
that butt you got makes me so horny.
But we should probably
Sorry,
get to...
I probably should have stopped it for that.
We should probably get to one more for the road. That is the subtext. We move on to our final segment. We do it next. This is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
Relax, hot shots.
Welcome back to the Fan Happy Hour. We're about to wrap things up.
Maybe you guys like what I have so far?
Wicked woman, cool creams and misters. You gotta go spell me.
Let's grab one more for the road.
Come on, everybody. Everything's smooth.
Here's Luke Anderson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the final segment. This is where we hear your thoughts. What is going on the text toy or the YouTube chats there, my friend?
Today we have more contributions from P1 Review.
Oh, fantastic.
On this day in history, 1929, Black Tuesday begins the Great Depression.
Oh, there you go.
So that's a good day.
One of my favorite jokes that didn't land, and it still makes me sad to this day. When I worked at Skamania Lodge,
okay,
one of the requirements of all of the salespeople that were out there was you had to go to the Portland Bridal Show and put in your shift. We'd all rent tuxes and stand out there.
For the Skamania Lodge, you had to go to the Portland Bridal Show.
Well, sure. We would have a bridal packages, and it's a wonderful place for a wedding. And so it would just be team effort to try to get as many leads as you could for the person that sold the weddings so that they could get those and whatever.
Sure.
So I'm standing there in a tuxedo, and I kind of got my spiel down. A bride would walk up to the booth, and I would go, when are you getting married? Because if it was a winter wedding, very different than a summer wedding. Summer wedding is where you want to go.
Yes.
And then it was always, who's the bride? Because it would be a group of ladies.
Mm-hmm.
When are you getting married? And what's the theme of your wedding? Because if it's nature and we want something beautiful or whatever,
gotcha.
It's very easy to do.
Yeah.
There's one girl, very Portland gal, thought she was super. She goes, "Oh, I have the best idea. It's so amazing. It's going to be just like the greatest wedding ever, but it's going to be so unique." And I'm like, "Oh, what do you got going on?" She's like, "We're going to do like the 1920s, but poor."
I'm going to be a flatter girl.
But she goes, "But poor." And I immediately, without missing a beat, I go, "Oh, the 1930s." Just right over her head.
Right over
her mom, all her bridesmaids just stared back at me like, no, the 20s, like the flat person stuff. And I'm like, yes, I realize, but do you know what happened going into the next decade, you moron? Totally missed. And I'm still mad. This is like 15 years ago. And I'm still mad that joke was lost on somebody so daft.
Well, that's what happens when you try to make a good joke at a dumb person.
Well, again, that's
and
fair.
Apologies to that person.
Sorry, what else? I hope they're listening. They're like, oh, I get it now.
Also, happy 78th birthday to one Richard Dreyfuss.
Okay, yeah.
And happy 38th birthday to Andy Dalton. And happy 54th birthday to one Winona Ryder, who I believe underrated hot. Sorry.
Underrated, appropriately rated. What are you talking about? Like
I think she's an underrated
Oh, if you
hot.
go back and look at like the hottest girls of the 90s or whatever, it's right at the top of the list. Yeah.
Just saying. I think and 54. Wow.
Well, again, how old are you?
I'm 49.
Yeah, so she is your contemporary. So as you age, it was another thing that was told to me a very long time ago.
Yeah.
A pearl of wisdom. This gentleman was much older than I was, and I was impressionable late teen probably.
Mm-hmm.
He sits me down and goes, the best thing about getting older is all of the women your age.
All these high school chicks, they keep staying the same.
It's a little bit like that.
I keep getting older and they stay the same age.
He goes, women your age will always be beautiful. And he goes, so as you age with them, like if you marry somebody that's your contemporary, he goes, but young women will always be beautiful too. So
mine was always Soleil Moon Frye,
there you go,
Punky Brewster, because we are born on the exact same day in the exact same year.
Well, there you go. If you were not able to listen to the entire hour, or you're not listening right now, no worries. Happy Hour podcast is available, 1051thefan.com, odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or if you send in a cameo request, Winona Ryder will read you a transcript of the podcast. I do not have the quoted value.
And it might also come with a Rust House casserole recipe.
Well, there you go. I mean, what else do you want? You can go back, listen to all of today's show. You can listen to past shows. You can listen to future shows. It's amazing technology. I don't know how it works, but right now we need to do...
Thank you, Boz Skaggs.
I don't know how many people have been listening to Duck Insider this week.
I would hope that everybody that listens to Dirt and Sprague and the firm of Harrison Meringue and sticks around for the Fan Happy Hour and also Prime Time, I would think they also all stick around for the Duck Insider.
Well, some people have lives. Some people are busy. Some people can't just sit around listening to this station all day. When they listen to radio, they listen to us. But I'm just saying, if they haven't, I'm trying to catch people up.
Look, I'm not the salesman. I'm the one that sits here and tries to push buttons and be like, hey, listen to our stuff.
The reason we're talking about what we're talking about, and you know why, is because you got very fired up.
Yeah.
Very fired up.
Always fired up.
By a top. No. This is the most fired up you've ever been about Duck Insider.
Okay.
Do you want to tell the people why you're so angry and so adamant about something, or should I?
Please do. Go for it.
Joey Mack, the host of Ducks Insider, has purchased a new scooter.
Yeah. Oh,
and so he's asking everybody.
Yes. Yes.
If riding a scooter is scooting or scootering. And you and I disagreed, and you got very upset about this. For me, a scoot is a short burst movement. It is somebody scooting across the room would be like, I'm in this rolling chair right now. If I were to push myself, they would be individual
Much
scoots.
like I'm in this chair right now.
A series of individual scoots would get me to the other side of the room.
Fair.
And I realize that you propel yourself with a push-off on a scooter, but let's be honest, with the technology we have in scooters now, you got the electric scooters.
Yes.
You've got the
Lots of technology.
the multiple ball bearings that are in a Razor scooter.
Yeah.
You're mostly gliding on a scooter.
It's all ball bearings nowadays.
When I think of somebody on a scooter, I picture them in a fluid motion that, if you had to give it an adjective, would probably be gliding, but I think it's scooting, not scootering is a better way to describe somebody on a scooter. What do you say?
I disagree. I think it is scooting.
And why? What's your point?
I can't explain it. To me,
then you lose. Then you lose. If you can't back up your argument, you have no argument.
No,
there's my point. I win, you lose.
No, this is the thing, is that this is where I defer to like the Supreme Court when they try to define pornography. They're
You
like, look,
just know
they're
it
like,
when-
we can't. I just know it when I see it.
Yes, again, if you see somebody scoot, it's a short burst. If you see somebody on a scooter, they're scootering. Then you know that they're on a scooter. I scooted over here. On what? A scooter. Then you were scootering. All right. Well, thank you for indulging the argument, Mr. Rust. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And, of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.
On the bright side of death.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style